Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we are going to be preparing or prepping the meat for the slow cooker for my staycation. Now what's interesting in this is by the time you see this, well, the time this comes out, you have already seen how good this is. I have no idea. I haven't tasted it yet because I have not eaten it yet. So we are first starting with our pork tenderloin, and the recipe is linked down below in the description. But I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and I'm using a good Ziploc bag or a freezer bag to put my pork tenderloin in, and I did not separate that. It came separated like that. So I put my pork tenderloin into the bag, and that's sort of important. I'm wiping it off right now because I shouldn't have put it onto the plate. Then we have our other ingredients. We have balsamic vinegar, which will help also season and tenderize the meat. Then we have some olive oil, which will be really easy. The best part about this is how you cook it, which will be just putting it into the slow cooker. Then we have our freshly grated, we have our cloves, then our rosemary, and then of course, as I'm hoping this doesn't fall over, I'm putting in the salt, and then also I'm going to put in some black pepper. Now, when you do fix this, this does call for baby potatoes that you put in the slow cooker so that it helps roast it and all those fun things. But this is just the preparation for this. So all of this goes into our freezer bag, and it's very important to get a good quality freezer bag so that way you can keep it in there for quite a while. Then before you completely zip it up, or seal it, you want to try to make sure to get as much air out of it as you possibly can, because that is going to be a big benefit. And then the other thing which you're going to want to make sure that you do, and this is what I did with all of the recipes that I prepped beforehand, you want to make sure that you're going to put a label that you can read easily onto the item. If you can't read it, it's of no help. Then I will put this into the freezer, and we will keep it in the freezer until the morning of the actual day I cook it. Then on that morning, I will put it in the slow roaster or the slow cooker so that way it can cook for quite a bit of time, and then I'll be ready to serve it. So that'll be fun, and you've already seen that part, so that's cool. So now we are going to do our slow cooker pot roast, and this one, they say that you can mix this in a bowl, and I was just like, if I could mix it in a bowl, I can probably mix it in my freezer bag. Yes, that's right. Skip the bowl, just mix it in the freezer bag. It is just as easy. So I'm starting off with adding my water. The recipe is listed down below in the description. Adding my seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, dried parsley, and all those wonderful things. That's the parsley going in there, I do believe. All those wonderful things into the bag, and then you're going to give that bag a good mix so that way you can place everything in. Then I'm going to take my pot roast. That is, I think it's about a 2-pound chuck pot roast. Then I have my carrots, and that is roughly chopped onion. And then, of course, we have our wonderful our wonderful russet potatoes, 2 pounds of potatoes. And this was a tight fit, and I mean it is a tight fit in that freezer bag. You might want to get a slightly bigger freezer bag than this, but I think it worked out pretty well. Once that was all in there, then we zip this up, and we're going to give this a good massage to try to get all of those juices and all the liquids and seasonings all throughout this. Then once it is thoroughly, or as well as you can get it possibly in there, we're going to clean up our area, because one thing you do want to make sure is you want to make sure that your area is thoroughly cleaned. Once your area is thoroughly cleaned, then we go back to the thing which I keep telling people about, which is so important, and that is labeling your actual food. Because if you've done like a lot of prep, which is one of the things that I did that day, I did a lot of prep that day, and there's a lot of food in my freezer right now because, like I said, this is before the staycation has happened. There's a lot of food in my freezer right now, and all of it has to be labeled with the date, what it is, and that's really important. I found these labels. I got the chance to test out these labels, and I did find that the labels work really, really well. But if you don't put them on there, it's its own problem. So yeah, the labels go on there and it fits pretty well. I squeezed out as much of the air as I possibly could. Then I put this into the freezer. Now, here's the thing to remember about all of this. Now, the big thing to remember about all of this, and I know this should seem fairly straightforward, but a lot of people will forget about it, is the day before. So I usually do it that night before. I will take the frozen package, whatever it is, say like the pork or the roast beef or the pot roast, and I will take that out and I will put that into my refrigerator so that that way it can start defrosting that night. Then in the morning, the first thing that I do that morning will be take the bag out, put it into my slow cooker, and then let it slow cook all day. You're probably wondering to yourself, well, why aren't you showing this right now? And there's a good reason for that, because I haven't eaten it yet. No. Like I said, this is way before this video actually, before the staycation actually happens. So I haven't tasted any of this stuff. You probably know how much good, or how better. You probably already know how good it is, how it came out and everything, because it probably told you in the video about the staycation, but I have no clue. I hope you enjoyed that, and I also hope that you got to see how cool some of these things actually are. Because if you are interested in how I did the behind the scenes, like cooking it, setting everything up for the staycation, there's going to be there are more in-depth videos on my vlog. How do you get a hold of the vlogs? Well, the vlogs are available to all of the people who are part of the Patreon family or part of the channel members. They support this channel through those memberships, but also you can support this channel by just liking and sharing this video, leaving a comment to let me know what you thought of it. This one really is a lot of fun, and I'm 99.9% certain that this is going to taste really good once it's done. We will see. Like I said, you know how this ended up tasting. I do not. It's a lot of fun. But these wonderful people that you see their names on the screens, they are the ones who are my channel members and my Patreon people. They keep me going. I can share ideas. They help me come up with things. If you want to become part of that, go ahead and become part of the channel members. Click that icon. But like I said, just liking, sharing this video, that would do a lot. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.